So we've been using AlgiNot substitutes for a number of simple reasons. First of all, you don't need to mix. It comes out of a gun. There's no bubbles because you get a homogeneous material that's vinyl polysiloxane that comes out of the gun. It's extremely accurate. It's dimensionally stable. So that first Kerr material staying in the family is called AlgiNot. And AlgiNot is a vinyl polysiloxane that eliminates all your aggravations, eliminates your bubbles, eliminates your total use of alginate. It's highly accurate. You can pour it multiple times if you wanted to. It can be poured immediately or it can be stored. And you have no dust or hand mixing. It's dispensed either out of a gun or out of a Ultramix type machine or a Pentamix type machine. They make them in large quantities like that. So it's a huge, huge advantage. So it's convenient, it's simple, it's more effective. There's a negative. There's got to be a negative to everything, right? It's slightly more expensive. Not tremendously, but slightly more expensive. But we give that up for the convenience and the accuracy when it's all said and done. So we go ahead and take an AlgiNot impression of the molar that we want to go ahead and replace. And we take our crown off. You see we have a dark prep. I have to create a prep. Notice when we go from here, I know there's a furcation here, so I'm going to have to barrel in to the furcation. I'm going to barrel right into the furcation here, create the ideal preparation, and then we go ahead, inject our bisacryl temporary material, and Kerr makes one. We'll talk about it in a second. And what you see when you take it out is I've barreled into the furcation. I see I'm going to have a nice representation of what I'm looking for of the original crown. Cementing it back in place, that's our provisional. Now, why does the tissue look a little funky? And we'll talk about this because I lasered it. I took an impression. But that provisional is well fitting, and it's all because of I had an exact representation with AlgiNot. What do I do if I have a multi-unit temporary, if I have veneers? Well, I'll take an AlgiNot for the initial impression. I'll send that impression to the laboratory and have the laboratory wax the case up, make a reduction guide, make me suck downs for temporaries that will look like the final result. My laboratory will take that AlgiNot impression and they'll make a wax up. So they'll prep the teeth back. They'll make a wax up, make me a suck down or a putty matrix for my provisional. Kerr's temporization material, Temphase, as I said, the strongest material I've used on the market. It's high strength, low wear, and you can tell because when you go at it with an acrylic burr, you can see how tough it really is. Yet it polishes really well. And the beautiful thing for me is that if I have a bubble, if I want to add somewhere, I can use Herculite Ultra, which is their highly filled flowable, Kerr's highly filled flowable, and I can add to that very, very simply without any kind of issue. So we can create nice temporaries that mimic the final or the initial crown just because we're taking our impression with our AlgiNot. And again, you could see the polishability of the temporary here on number 18. You can see it's highly polished. And once again, the goal is for it to look like your permanent restoration when it's all said and done. Anybody can make an ugly looking temporary. It takes a little bit of effort to make a good looking, well-fitting temporary, but it makes it much easier if you're using something like AlgiNot.